Hello my friends and welcome to the Electric Viking. Welcome to another fantastic day on planet Earth. Really, every single day is a good news day for me. Because every single day there's new stuff about amazing things happening in the renewable energy world, in the electric car world. And guys, thanks for your messages of support. I've gotten quite a few messages from you lately, offers for test drives of your electric cars. Keep them coming, really appreciate it. Now, I remember a few years back when Elon said something that everyone thought was crazy. He said that the Cybertruck could be used kind of as a boat, in a way. Now, I sort of took this as a bit of an Elon comment, didn't really take it seriously. And then I saw a few videos of Tesla vehicles floating when other vehicles were sinking. Now, I'm not an engineer, but I thought that was kind of cool. But lately, during these insane floods in China, even more Tesla cars have been spotted, well, boating, you could call it. Now, if it weren't for their Teslas, some people in China would either be stranded or maybe even drown. Now, as the COVID-19 pandemic slows in some areas, we have yet another kind of pandemic claiming lives, and it's one we've known about for a lot longer. Well, some people are saying it's climate change, extremely high temperatures, wildfires and heavy rains ravaging the earth and not letting up. Now, I don't personally think that's the case. There is definitely climate change, but it's probably not as extreme as what we'd like to think because of our recency bias, which affects our brains. It does. Something happens to us yesterday, then we think the world's coming to an end and going to hell in a handbasket. Not true. Take a step back. Look at the weather charts. Have a look about whether or not there are floods that happen every 20 years or every 30 years. Because maybe that's what's happening. Now, I'm not saying climate change isn't happening, guys. I know it is. But let's stay on an even keel. Now, floods in China have been especially terrible of late, and videos of Tesla's cars acting as boats are starting to be shared around social media. Now, I don't personally recommend that you test your Tesla as a boat. Could end badly, who knows. But no matter which vehicle you drive, it wasn't designed to float. And it's not going to be a boat for very long, I don't think. Even if it is a Tesla. But unlike every single gas car on the planet, some electric vehicles actually do really well in water. Surprisingly well. Now obviously electric vehicles don't have an air intake and they don't have an exhaust. So that's a huge benefit. Now, four-wheel drivers and hardcore off-roaders complain about the woes of the electric vehicle market and how it's going to take away their freedom and rah, rah, rah. Well, this shows you. Now, for some reason, these people here were crazy enough to drive their Model 3 through a completely flooded tunnel where there were still some vehicles trapped inside, and somehow it just floated out. Now, not only in this video does the Tesla Model 3 appear to be the only car that's actually moving, but it's also somehow propelling itself through the water. Like a boat, its acceleration, like its tires are kind of like the rudder. Now, according to Ray for Tesla, this Tesla vehicle actually might have saved the lives of its occupants. It was coming out of a completely flooded tunnel that other cars were still trapped inside. Now, it's possible because if you watch shows like Bondi Rescue in Australia, you'll notice that a lot of people from China, a lot of people from India, do actually get into serious difficulty when they come to Australia and they go swimming because many of them live inland and don't actually swim. And then they see the beach, and as you would, you want to go for a swim and have a good time. And it means that quite often they don't have the swimming capabilities to deal with that situation, which is just only natural. I mean, if I lived inland, it would probably be a similar situation. Now, Ray has been sharing a lot of videos out of China showing similar things happening. He also recently posted the following tweet showing a Tesla driving on a flooded highway in China. And interesting, the footage is from inside his car. Now, guys, I've got to confirm with you. I've got to make sure. All right. No vehicle, no EV vehicle, including Teslas, are designed technically to be used as a boat. It will come. Don't worry. It will come. That's guaranteed. But there's a good chance that eventually your Tesla or your EV will actually stop running if you use it as a boat, and your interior will likely begin to take on water. And of course, if the flood is deep enough, it'll eventually sink. So maybe wait for the Tesla Model 3 boat version before you want to test this out. However, that said, gas and petrol and diesel cars can become almost immediately inoperable if they proceed through deep water. It doesn't take long for the car to take water in where it shouldn't, and the cars will stall. Now, I've personally seen this in real life. Just recently, I went kayaking down a river, and in a really shallow part, it was probably no more than knee deep high, I saw 4 motorbikes try to get through. Trail bikes, and 2 of them stalled in the water. It wasn't a very deep or long river. Very surprising to me, but they stalled, and they just couldn't get out. They had to walk their bikes out of the water. Now, one guy turned around to help his friend and rode back, and then he stalled as well. Now, there's a reason that people, when they buy a four-wheel drive, have to attach parts to that vehicle to enable it to go through rivers. Now, won't this be amazing when we don't have to do that for our four-wheel drive vehicles? So, my recommendation, guys, even if you have an EV, avoid floods, avoid driving through a flood. But hey, it's nice to know that if something happens, something crazy happens, and you have to drive through a flood, you've got a much better chance in your EV than your petrol, gas, or diesel vehicle. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.